nga agahon, coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee. Got my coffee with Gino cup here. This one is a special cup because I've only had two of these made. This one right here and my good friend Gray, he owns the other cup. I promised him that this cup will just be his and mine's cup, so special cup for my good friend Gray there. This is my Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar all in one, powder form here. You just put it in your cup, add hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. Andili, Mashifane. All right, greetings, Andili. Thank you for joining the live stream this morning. I'm gonna start with the weather. I always start with the weather report. My good friend Vegas Wheel. He calls me Mr. Weatherman. So I have to report on the weather. I always put that in the notes here that way. All right, I went to the Pag-asa website this morning, and as of 3 a.m. this morning, they're predicting that there will be a tropical storm moving into the Philippines area of responsibility, that they call that the PAR, P-A-R, Philippine Area of Responsibility, but it's not yet inside the PAR, so it hasn't been officially declared a tropical storm or a typhoon here in the Philippines. It's still far away. It says here 1,000 kilometers east of Central Luzon. So if that enters the PAR, or the Philippine Area of Responsibility, that will bring a lot of rain to like the Luzon area of the Philippines. But this time of the year, we're always affected by the habagat season, southwest monsoon. So for the Ilocos region, Zambales, Bataan, Metro Manila, it says here the southwest monsoon or habagat, cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Rest of the country, localized thunderstorms. Actually, here in our province of Aklan, yesterday, amazing day yesterday. Felt like summer almost yesterday. And looks like today is gonna be another one of those days where it is bright and sunny outside right now. Let me show you guys, that way you can see how bright and sunny it is here in Numancia, Aklan. Go slowly here with my I always hold my camera with my selfie stick, that way it minimizes the shakiness, hopefully. Right there, man, that sun is bright. Look at that. Beautiful sunrise this morning. I opened the door here and I was watching the sunrise this morning. Just a beautiful sunrise this morning. And now, just a bright sun, nothing but blue skies today. So going to be another amazing day here in Aklan province. Just beautiful weather. All quiet in the neighborhood here. The other day I was able to film the boss rooster. The boss rooster was like on this vacant lot here. Made it with his 4 hens and 4 little chickens. I do not see the boss rooster today. And today, in the United States, today is September 18 in the United States. That is the anniversary of the Air Force. The 78th, the United States Air Force is 78 years old as of the 18th of September. got my Air Force shirt here with the Jets, red, white, and blue, just to represent the anniversary of the United States Air Force. Hello, Gino and everyone. All right, JP, all right. Charlie Latz, good morning, Charlie Latz. In Boston, you're in Boston. Ooh, beautiful, amazing day. Yesterday, when I picked up Edgar at the airport in Katiklan Airport, or Boracay Airport, they call it, but it's really not in Boracay. It's in mainland Aklan. Just an amazing day. The drive home, even just beautiful. Edgar loved the view because the drive home from Katiklan, and I filmed it. I filmed the drive forward, so that'll be the next video. I'll edit it today. But you will see, it reminds me a lot of Pacific Coast Highway, because on the left side, like going home from the airport to our house to Calibo, ocean on the left, mountain on the right. You know, it's just like zigzag roads, windy roads, up the mountain, down the mountain. Just spectacular views yesterday, especially with like the blue skies and the sunshine. I'm glad that Edgar got to experience that for the first time, because he landed in Cebu City the day before, but he didn't really go anywhere in Cebu City. It was just a layover. So I'm glad that he got the full welcome to the Philippines. Good morning, Fortune. Good morning. Good AM. All right. The Panay Posse. All right. The Panay Posse. Good day, JP. Yo, Team C. Yo, my good friend in Vegas. Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Bill Meyer. Good morning, Bill. Good morning. North Luzon is bracing for a strong typhoon that could reach. Yeah, I was looking at that. It's not in the par yet. As I was watching it, I just as of early this morning, it's not in the Philippine area of responsibility yet. But you know, it's gonna be. Looks like the max level. You know, max level. So hopefully it weakens or it veers north. You know, maybe miss the Philippines in some way. But North Luzon, that's usually the trajectory. A lot of typhoons in the Philippines, unfortunately, hits that North Luzon area, the Cagayan area, Ilocos Norte, man. And usually this time of the year, like I remember last year, October last year, that area got hit with 4 consecutive typhoons, like almost every week for the month of October last year. That area in northern Luzon, they were hit by a strong typhoon, did a lot of damage, It's usually the winds that cause a lot of damage, and the storm surge, of course. The storm surge and the wind. The rain, the Philippines gets a lot of rain throughout the year. Anywhere in the Philippines, you get a lot of rain. We're used to the rain, but that strong gust wind destroys, picks up houses sometimes. The nipa hut houses made of bamboo, nipa hut. Man, it can just easily blow those houses away with the strong winds. Hey Fortune, JP said it. Michael C., my good friend in Trece Martires in Cavite. I just took Liana to school. It is Friday. Thank you. I was like, I always confused the day, especially because Liana yesterday did not have school, so that kind of threw me off. There was school yesterday, but specifically for Liana, they didn't have school because there was a teachers conference, so all the teachers had to attend this conference. So what they did, they just no school, but they gave the kids a lot of homework. Liana was still working on that homework yesterday here. Howdy to all from the hot and humid Sunshine State of Florida. My good friend Daniel in Jacksonville, Florida. It's probably going to be hot and humid here. Daniel, it's going to be hot and humid here in Numancia, in Calibo, man. God bless the Air Force. Yes, God bless the Air Force. Still, holds a big part of my life. I spent 20 years in the United States Air Force. proud of my service. I would not have been able to retire here in the Philippines when I was 45 years old, and now I'm 59, 14 years retired here in the Philippines, all because of the United States Air Force. The United States Air Force, I joined when I was 17 years old. I became a man. I became a man in the United States. They took a boy, I was a boy, 17. I wasn't even legal. And I became a man the United States Air Force taught me responsibility, integrity, just be a stand-up individual. That's what I learned from the United States Air Force. Do what you can to help others. Always be a stand-up guy, and be integrity is very important to me. Happy Air Force Day. All right, thank you, Fortune. Glad. Good day, Michael C. and Daniel. All right, FY. Fortune, yeah, FY. I was like FY. I was thinking FYI, like for your best. FY is like a Fortune Ibiernes. Fortune Ibiernes. 88 and sunny here in Eastern Washington. Oh, nice, 88. I would say right now it's in the 80s too, probably like 85, but we'll reach 90 easy today. It was in the 90s yesterday. Joe, good AM, Joe. Oh, Niels. Thank you, Niels. I always see you at when I watch the live streams, James and Karen's Adventures live stream. I see you there, Niels. So on James and Karen's, I'll say hello to everyone, but most of the time I'm just watching, because they get a lot of comments. It's like if I'll sneak a comment once in a while, but I'm always watching especially their adventures now in Masbate. JP, I like the idea of landing in Cebu for a few days, but it might be hard, to hit the tourist hotspots. I kind of want to wait to see them when I see them with someone special. All right, J. Good plan, JP. I think if you're it depends where you're heading here in when you come here, where you decide. I think if you land in Cebu, even for a few days, it might sour you a little with the Philippines. I don't know. Just because Cebu to me can be overwhelming, especially if you've never been here. That's the first impression you're gonna get about the Philippines. It's congested. There's traffic, noise. Not the cleanest city in the Philippines, and it's busy. A lot of people. It's crowded. And it's like a metropolis, like in the U.S. I would compare it to like, it's like Los Angeles. It could be overwhelming. Like even for a few days, it might like sour you already to the. What have I done? It's like I made the jump, and what have I done? It probably would be best, like if I was in your situation, just like stay the night and head to your destination of choice. Like you said, you can always go back to Cebu. Cebu is like a common here in Visayas. It's a hub, an airport hub. So pretty much anywhere in the Visayas region, there's a flight to Cebu City. Cebu is like in Manila is like the main Manila International domestic. That's where a lot of flights go. And here in the middle part of the Philippines, Cebu City, there's like just many flights all over. Not hard to go fly to Cebu City. Baguio was hit by an earthquake. Oh wow, I didn't know. I hadn't checked the news. I always remember when I hear Baguio get hit with an earthquake. I was still in the military back then. I was part when they had the big earthquake in Baguio, July 1990. I was in the United States Air Force assigned at Clark, and we helped support like that humanitarian disaster relief, because a lot of people perished in Baguio City. I remember the Hyatt Hotel, I think it was like 6 floors, it pancaked, and there was a lot of people buried, and we had to dig them out. We had a lot of patients that we accepted at Clark Air Force Medical Center, 13th Air Force Medical Center at Clark. We actually sent people there, sent people to, they helicoptered them, they landed on Camp John Hay. They set up like a mobile hospital at Camp John Hay because there were so many casualties, so many patients that we had to take care of. But that's why it's memorable. And I was happy to be part of that relief during that earthquake in Baguio, July 1990. I remember it well because I was walking out the BX. I was walking out the BX. I already walked out the BX, and then I was standing in the parking lot, and it just felt weird. You know, it's like it was strong. I mean, I could see like a wave like that in the parking lot, and cars will like bump into each other. People started running out of the BX. You hear glass shattering. I was like, what's going on? You know, it's like it took me a second to figure out that it was a massive earthquake in the Philippines. That was one of the biggest earthquakes that I've been in. I was in California. I lived in Long Beach, California. So I've experienced earthquake in California, but that was the biggest one that I've seen in my lifetime. Is when the July 1990 earthquake in Baguio. Happy Friday here. All right, Fortune, JP, if you do Mactan, some hotels there are on the beach. Yes, plenty of hotels right on the beach at Mactan. That would be my advice. Stay in Mactan, that way, Mactan Island, that way you're in the airport. You're not going into Cebu City because there's traffic. Crossing over the bridge from Mactan Island to like Cebu City. There's always traffic there. OB, all right, Olson, Aliyah, and Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah. Hello, good buddy. My friends from Columbia, South Carolina. Hello, good day to everyone. Isaiah, all right, see, Isaiah, all right. That's my buddy Isaiah. Yes, Mag 5.5. Oh, that's pretty strong. 5.5. That's I'll have to look at the news and stuff and right after the live stream here. I had to take Leanna to school, get her ready, so was busy this morning. So I haven't really gotten. The only thing I checked this morning was the weather. What's the weather? Edgar, miss you at the airport. OB said, Edgar, miss you. All right, yes, thanks. Board meeting today. All right. No worries, man. Good luck on your presentation. Good luck on your presentation, Fortune. I remember those when I was in the military. I used to give briefings all the time. I worked in medical readiness, mobility, our medical status, our readiness, medical readiness. I used to give briefings all the time to like the big dudes, the bosses. The hospital where I worked, the last hospital I worked, we had like 4 squadron commanders, and I always had to do presentations in front of them. And then we had a hospital commander over the squadron commander. So 5 commanders just like eyeballing you, and like you got to do report on different items, and they'll question you. So you have to be like sharp. You have to be sharp. All right, good luck on your presentation, Fortune. Once your presentation's over, you'll be like, yes, all right, Niels, all right. Here, Niels, I just removed all the moderators. I'll keep it, simple. I'll just do it because sometimes what happened was all of a sudden I had over 100 people banned on my channel, and I don't want to do that. I would only ban people that are really like if it's vulgar, offensive, I would ban those people. But there was people on that over 100 that were, some of my viewers that I wondered what happened to them, and I realized they got put on the banned list. So I'll do we're not a small channel anyway. I think I can handle it without the moderators. Yes, Gino, happy birthday, Air Force. I feel that finally gained my dad's respect when I joined the Air Force. He reached the highest rank in the merchant. All right. Yeah. I could see that. Olson. It's like, like your dad the minute you join the military, you got respect. You got respect because you're a comrade. You're like a military comrade. Daniel, I'm waiting for your pickup video. It's coming up soon. Pickup video, pickup video. At last, I'm about 91st. Wow, congratulations, Daniel. 95%. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow, $2,000, man. That's gonna be nice, man. You can spend that in your vacation in Tokyo. Spend that in Tokyo, man. Before you head here to the Philippines. Glad Edgar made it. I just saw the video. All right, all right. Ooh, Gray sent, my friend Gray is sending me stuff on WhatsApp. Yeah, we spent pretty much, we picked up Edgar, and then we took him to his new apartment, furnished apartment in Calibo. We had dinner, we got him, Edgar wants to eat healthier here, and we're gonna help him with that. We got him like a rotisserie chicken, and then my friend Gray even made him like cabbage, carrots. We just wanted him to feel welcome. We wanted him to feel at home in Calibo. And today, when Dazzle gets up, we're gonna go grocery shopping with Edgar. That way, he can fill up his refrigerator. Food to eat. I think this morning he wanted to get some malunggay pandesal. Gray's talking about his and the malunggay pandesal is near his apartment, so not hard to get the malunggay. There's also like a 7-Eleven that's near his apartment, so he can get the French vanilla brewed coffee and malunggay pandesal. But we'll check on Edgar today and then get him grocery for sure. I remember that earthquake too, man. My cousins lived in Baguio and lost their home. Wow. I didn't know you had, man, that's why you remember it, man. It's like they lived in Bataan now. That was the craziest I experienced. Yes, for me, that was like, out of all the earth, I lived in Japan. I experienced the tower that I used to live in Japan. I lived in the 7th floor. My tower were in rollers, so it would like slide when it's an earthquake, because that's how they earthquake-proof the homes in Japan. But so I experienced earthquakes in Japan. I've experienced earthquakes in Los Angeles County, but nothing compared to that July earthquake that I experienced, July 1990 at Clark Airways. Like I said, I was coming out of the BX. I was in full uniform. I just picked up a couple of things at the base exchange. I was walking, and it was just a strange feeling because you're like moving, and you see the parking lot just like waving, and then cars were like bumping into each other. Was in 2nd year college. All right, just got off class in UP Diliman on an aircon bus and still waiting for passenger. Bus was shaking. Yeah. I know, man. It's like, I think everybody remembers that earthquake, that July 1990 earthquake here in the Philippines. We stayed there for 10 days, enjoyed Mactan, House of Lechon. Oh, House of Lechon. I've eaten there. I've eaten at the House of Lechon when I was in Cebu City. One of the lechon, many lechon. Cebu City, especially Karkar. Karkar is known for lechon. Lechon is roasted whole pig, and they chop it up. Usually the skin of the lechon is like the prized possession with the lechon. Historic, yes, many, Magellan, the Magellan Cross is in Cebu City. Maybe that's why JP was thinking, because there's a lot of historical places in Cebu City. But they do have tours. You can take tours to do it. But for me, JP, just wait till you settle at your own place, because you're gonna travel in the Philippines anyway when the time comes. Many opportunities for you to travel the Philippines. Just land in Cebu. If you gotta stay overnight, get your sleep, get your rest, and then go to your destination here in the Philippines. Fort San Pedro, Magellan Cross. Thank you, Fortune. Santo Niño, Santo Niño. Yeah, plenty of tourist attraction. But like I said, it can be crowded at those tourist attractions, especially during the summer. If you go March, April, May, those tourist attractions, it's crowded. It's just a busy city. It's a metropolis. It's a big metropolis, is Cebu City. Light rain almost all day in Las Vegas today. We need it. Oh yeah. Like, the desert always needs the water, man. So around mid-October, I'm doing a 3-day garage sale with me, sister, and oh, nice. All right. Good luck there, Daniel. Greetings and salutations, HD. Jack Collin. Wow. All right. Gino, great minds think alike. Because it's my plan to use the, yeah, I think there you go. Use that money in Tokyo, man. You only, when you go to Tokyo, you never know when you're going to be back in Tokyo. That's the way I look at it. It's like when I go on vacations, I just like splurge a little bit, because you never know if you're going to be able to go back to that place again. Is Daniel supposed to be the next guy to travel to Aklan? No, actually, there's going to be, his name is Kel. He's going to be here October. End of October is what he told me. Let me see. Another person, Stevie. Stevie's gonna be here come November, like the second week of November, first week, second week. I'm still trying to find him an apartment because he doesn't want Kalibo. He wants Katiklan because he wanted to be closer to Boracay Island. So a little difficult for me to find apartments in Katiklan because there's not that many in Katiklan. Kalibo, no problem. I can get people an apartment in Kalibo. But Katiklan's tricky because what happened is like all the people that used to live in Boracay Island, workers in Boracay Island, they demolished a lot of stuff in Boracay Island during the rehab, when they had the rehab. So a lot of the people moved into Katiklan. So very limited housing in Katiklan. That's why actually at one time Dazzle and I were considering the land that we bought, instead of building a 1-bedroom like a retreat home, we were thinking about making it into like a apartment or dormitory style or boarding house, because there's just a big demand because they're building up Katiklan. The new airport is being built. There's hotels being built all over Katiklan. Just not enough housing. So that's why I think I'm gonna have difficulty finding a place for Stevie. But we'll see. I still got like 2 months, 2 months left, less than 2 months left. So hopefully, Mom is helping me. She's got contacts in Katiklan, helping me find a place for Stevie. But he might end up in Kalibo. It might be easier. He might end up in Kalibo too. But and that was gonna be the topic today. I always try to do a topic just in case I run out. That's gonna be my topic today. I think my topic is Americans continue to come to the Philippines. I know you see videos, and I watch them. I watch the same video that people come up on YouTube, and they say, people leaving the Philippines, leaving the Philippines, they're saying that. And I'm like, out of all the people I've helped here, there's only like one, 3.5 years I have done YouTube. The amount of people I helped move to the Philippines, I've only had one guy that left, Jack. He's now in Thailand, and he's happily living in Thailand the last 2 years. He just didn't jive with the Philippines when he landed here. Iloilo, he tried Boracay for a few months, he tried Cebu. The food was his problem. He said he just didn't like the food. He wasn't eating any Filipino food, so it's difficult when you don't eat Filipino food and you're trying, it's better for him that he's in Thailand, because I think the Thai food, they cater more to American style food. He has more options there. So happily living. But that's why I was going to talk about that. How I've watched a couple of videos. Like I think more of it. These people making that video, they're leaving the Philippines. Maybe they're leaving after many years here. They got tired of the Philippines, but they just make it sound like they're leaving, like they came here, didn't like it, that they left. I just don't see that. Most of the people that I have helped here, like I said, I have one. I got one guy that left. Everybody that I help here moved to Calibo, moved to Boracay, moved to Aklan, Iloilo, Cebu, other parts of the Philippines. They have all stayed here and they have all found a good life here. I have not heard from any of them. In Dumaguete, Jamal, Ray, my friend, they're all telling, Frederick, I mean, they're all telling me that they found their place. They found their place here. So that was going to be my topic. Don't let the naysayers, like I got a message today. I got a message from Gary. Gary's another person that he's just waiting to close out everything in America. And then he's gonna come here as soon. He can't get here soon enough. He's like Daniel. He's like getting rid of stuff in the U.S. and it's like, I'm done with this. And it's not because of all the stuff that's happening in the U.S. You know, because Gary was telling me this morning on his message. He was telling me his friends and family in the U.S. are telling him, oh, you know, you're one of those. You know, like right now, because of all the political happening in the U.S., you're one of those, like leaving the U.S. because they want to leave the drama. And I can tell from Gary. I've been communicating with Gary for a while now. He's not one of those. He's been preparing for the move to the Philippines the last 3 years. I've been getting questions from him about banking, about tourist visa, about housing. You know, so I know he's not one of those. But what I was gonna try to say is, don't let the naysayers like kill your dream. You know, it's like, if your dream is to go to the Philippines, Southeast Asia, especially at retirement age, right? You know, it's like you've been working all your life. You're in the U.S., you know, you're trying to get the pension, trying to get the Social Security age, trying to collect that Social Security. Don't let all the naysayers, all the negativity, people are always going to discourage you. Even on videos, people discouraging you to like follow your dream. Man, go for your dream. You know, it's like I keep telling on this channel, you know, dreaming is free. And to make your dream happen, and I think you're not going to regret it. The worst thing that can happen is you come here to the Philippines and you fail in retirement and you got to go back to the U.S. It's not like you can't go back. You know, it's not a one-way trip to the Philippines. You know, that's why I don't understand people, discouraging others. I think maybe there's a little bit of they can't do it themselves. They can't, they're afraid because it is a giant leap of faith. I know that. 14 years ago, even though I'm Filipino, I've been in the U.S. 30 years. I was Americanized. I was more American than I'm Filipino. And trust me, when you leave the Philippines that long, 30 years, and you come back here, even the Filipinos here don't view you as a Filipino. They view you kind of like, oh, he's Philam. He's a Phil-American. He's not really local anymore. You gotta. I think you gotta. They make you feel like you gotta earn your Filipino badge again. But hey, I was born and raised in the Philippines. I'll always be a Filipino. But still, you're looked at, and then the way you dress, the way you act. Usually. You've changed. I know I've changed, from the time when I went to the U.S. Even now, Dazzle tells me all the time, I'm more American than I'm more Filipino. It's like my friends are mostly expats. I get along more with expats because I like the banter with expats, especially my close friends, my good buddies now, that I hang out with. I can kid around with them. I can do sarcastic jokes. We can have fun like that. With Filipinos here, I have to be careful. If I attend a party and I just met them at the party, I gotta be careful what I say, because I don't want to offend anybody. Filipinos, again, very sensitive here in the Philippines, both female and male. Not just a female, not just a Filipina sensitive, but even the guys are sensitive here. It's easy to say one word or something, or you're drinking, and a guy would even be like, you won't know that he's mad at you already because you offended him. You said something. You might have said something about the way he looks, the way he dresses, his family, his kids, or something. And all of a sudden, it's like he's giving you the eye. He's giving you the eyes. He's ready to throw down with you. I love the Philippines. Jack. All right, Jack. I love the Philippines. I think seeing Edgar arriving got me crazy excited. All right, JP. That's what I want. Don't lose that excitement, JP. Don't Daniel. Don't lose that. Don't all the naysayers. Don't let them crush your dream. There's so many dream crushers out there, man. It's like it's unbelievable sometimes, the negativity, the negativity that people spill. It's like they're like, oh, you're not gonna make, why are you going there? That's not, that's a developing country. That's horrible. They're gonna sell your, what was that? They're gonna sell your organs. You're gonna get your organs, sell it. I'm like, what? It's like the Philippines is like one of the friendliest nations in the world. It's like Filipinos, the Philippine country, very welcoming to tourists. I can boast this. Like, it's hard to find another country besides the Philippines that welcome Americans more than the Philippines. Name a country. Name a country that welcomes Americans to come here to the Philippines more than the Philippines. I can't think of none. It's like people say, Mexico, they're trying to throw us out of Mexico. I've been watching the videos where the Mexicans are upset because the Americans are raising the prices in Mexico. They want to boot Americans out of Mexico. Central America, name me a country in the Central America that's going to be like really welcoming to Americans. In Southeast Asia, name me a country that's really welcoming to Americans. I challenge you. You will not find a country that will be as friendly to Americans, welcoming to Americans, happy to see you arrive here. Even at the airport, when I was picking up Edgar yesterday, I went to the security guard. I told the security guard, my friend, he's flying in from Ohio. It's his first time here. He's got a lot of suitcase, and it's like, can I go in there? Because normally they don't let you in. If you watch the video, I drove in to like the arrival. I parked right at the end, the exit at the arrival. I was able to do that because I talk friendly. I talk friendly to the guard. I even included him on the video. I did a shout out. But it's like, he was like, yeah, boss. He was like, boss, what's his flight? He was asking me a flight. He's radioing the guy inside, the other security guard, and then he asked me, what's his name? His name's Edgar. He's a white guy. Because they don't see. I told him he's a white guy. I said, puti. That's what the security guard. Is he puti? Is he puti? Yeah, he's a white guy. I said. So they were all ready to like. And then the minute they saw Edgar, I guess they asked him inside if he was Edgar. They radioed the guy, and the guy allowed me to go in there. So I was actually waiting for him to come out, and I kind of felt weird because I was there and people were like exiting the airport. I'm blocking their way. I even asked the guard, do you need me to go in the side? And the guard said, no, you're fine right there, sir. You're fine right there. So I said, cool. Welcome back, Panay Pasi. All right. Oh, aloha. Kakahiyaka, Kalibo. Good morning. All right. There's my friend Ruben. He's the Panay Pasi. I gotta get Ruben a Panay Posse shirt because Ruben's been here now in Kalibo since January, New Year's. He actually started the new year in Kalibo. So he's been here now 9 months for Ruben. And I'm gonna see Ruben Saturday night. Ruben, I already sent him an invite. We're going karaoke on Saturday night. And Fortune, we won't sing my way. Fortune always tells me, if you do karaoke in the Philippines, don't sing my way. Don't sing my way. There are also modern tourist spots in Cebu City, Top Cebu, Mountain, Mall, Overlake City, Temple Elias, nice, Greek style. Yeah, plenty. Or you can spend like a 3-4 days easy just in Cebu City, like touring, taking pictures and all that. Good day, HD. Good day, Ruben. I was just curious about when the Panay Posse assemble. Should we think of a catchphrase where we put our hands up together. Well, we'll figure it out. We go with the flow. We'll start with the t-shirt. We'll start with the t-shirt, and then we'll do the a get together. Once we get together, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Once I schedule like a get together. But some of us will be getting together Saturday night to do karaoke. So it's building up. It's building up. The Panay Posse is building up. It's on its what do you call that? The founding stages. Thanks to Daniel naming us the Panay Posse. We're in the developing or the founders of Panay Posse. Nearly anything better than Army Chow. Army Chow, Army Chow. Yeah, that's one of the things. Me, I always try to eat healthy. It's like with my recovery and all, it's important to me to eat healthy. So today, we're gonna take Dazzle and I will take Edgar grocery shopping. We're gonna be buying fruits, vegetables. Here, I think that the reason you can stay healthy here, my friend Gray even was talking about. He knows Edgar now. We were like sitting on a table in Edgar's apartment yesterday, because you can make your food here. It's not like you can avoid processed food. You can go to the market. Everywhere here, there's like fruit stands, vegetable stands, easy access to like fresh vegetables and fresh seafood. You don't have to eat. You can really. For me. It's easy to eat healthy. Like last night, Gray, he made like a cabbage, carrot, onions, a dish. He put vinegar on it. It was delicious. I even had to take the bowl home. I gotta wash the bowl, Gray. I gotta return the bowl to Gray today. But it was delicious. It's like I can eat stuff like that all the time. I see it with James and Karen where they live in Balete. They're always eating healthy food. James always says that everything he eats is like, nothing processed. He's eating plantains, he's eating taro, he's, stuff that came from, where it came from. It's like you can actually look at the vegetable and you're cooking it. You can put olive oil on it. The ingredients that you're putting. A lot of times when you order DoorDash or something like that, it just comes in. You're just like, you don't know what they put in your food. Daniel, were you able to sell your pew pew? All right, it's a rough market for use. Selling it was 1/4 of. Oh, I can imagine. 1/4 of the original price. I had to take my freedom sticks to another state to sell. Oh, okay. Good. Hey, James and Karen, they're here. James and Karen, they're in Masbate, doing all the fishing videos, the adventures. I saw you guys like eating at Angel's Pizza. I saw the Angel's Pizza, James. And Ray in the Philippines is also there. Yesterday he was like, he gave me a shout out. I like typed a little bit on his live stream yesterday. I know they're having an awesome time. Michael White, their host, his channel is a Thriving Philippine Expat. Amazing host. He's a great guy. Lots, you can learn so much from him. Check out his channel. And then James and Karen's Adventure. If you're looking for an adventure channel, James is your man. It's like there is not a person here in the Philippines that I know of that has done a live stream out in the middle of the ocean. I have never heard of anybody. Usually they can make a video. Out in the middle of the ocean. My good friend James, he is live streaming in the middle of the ocean. How awesome is that? Many of those leaving are those who refuse to admit their mistake. Give endless dollars, some young pretty scammer. I didn't want to say it, Daniel, but I have seen that dynamic. They, like I said, one of the biggest decisions you're ever gonna make when you move to the Philippines, even before you come to the Philippines, is meeting the right Filipina. If you meet the right Filipina, like James did with Karen, like me meeting Dazzle, you're golden, man. You're golden. You're gonna have a great life, amazing life in the Philippines. But if you meet the wrong Filipina, Man, it could be miserable. It could be nothing but misery if you meet the wrong Filipina. For me, the key always that I watch, just me, it's like my advice, always look at the Filipina and see if she prioritizes you instead of her family. Like Dazzle, I learned that early that that's how much she loved me because she prioritizes me over her family. She will say no to her family. She does not mind hurting her family's feelings because she does not want to hurt me first. I'm the priority. And to me, that's what you got to look, if there's one advice I can give you in your Filipina, make sure your Filipina is prioritizing you instead of her family. If she prioritizes her family before you, maybe that's not the one. It's one of those things. I mean, you can love each other, but you cannot sacrifice like that. It has, and I'm the same way. Dazzle is number one in my heart, in my life. I do everything for her. There's nothing above her. Like as far as my family, my friends, anything. I would ditch family and friends easy if Dazzle doesn't like them. If Dazzle do not like you, you're on our YouTube channel and she doesn't like you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ease my way up because she's my priority, and that's the way I look at things. I'm Dazzle's priority. She's my priority, and if you got that kind of relationship here, you're gonna have an amazing life here. Hi James. Hi James. Said hi, Nafish. Bangladesh. Wow. I have never seen Bangladesh in our channel. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Top of the morning, Terya, top of the morning. That's like Irish, like an Irish accent there. JP, howdy, JNK, James and Karen. I like it, JNK. Kind of like SNR, man. SNR, JNK. That might be a good catchphrase there, JNK. Daniel, HD, all the pew stuff is a job, have to deal with. Spend endless hours, repeatedly send photos. Yeah, I know I know how that goes, Daniel. It's a lot of work. Same thing with selling your car. I remember that was the last thing I had to sell when I was leaving the United States in 2011. I just decided, man, because people would message you, you got to meet up, they got to test drive it, and I was running out of time, so I was like, man, I'll just sell it to CarMax. I knew I took a hit, selling it to CarMax, but I didn't have to wait on people, and then they're like, oh, what's that? It's asking me a million questions. I just went to CarMax, gave them my car, and then off I go with my cash. I don't know if they still have CarMax now. I'm not even sure if they still have that. Oh, one of the things I had to report with Edgar regarding the travelgov.ph, he used the app. It worked. He got on the app. And what the app said, I guess 3 or 4 days before you fly, at least, you have to be do all your information in the app, the egovtravel.ph app or whatever. And Edgar did that. But he still needed help when he got to one of the counters at the airport. But they did help him. Good thing they had Wi-Fi, he said. But what Edgar said is do it prior to 3 or 4 days. You can even do it 30 days in advance to do it. Because I guess because he waited 3 to 4 days to he loaded it on the app. It takes the app to reply 3 or 4 days. So he was cutting it close. So if you're flying to the Philippines doing that eTravel.gov, whatever, do it at least a week before or even a month before. Do it way ahead of time. That way you'll get that QR code in time. He kind of cut it close. But he got here. Like I said, it's not like they're going to not let you fly because of that app, To me, it's ridiculous. It's a waste of time with the app because the thing with the app, the thing with websites in the Philippines, they're just notoriously not working or down or offline. So they have these requirements for you to do something on a website or an app, and it's not reliable. So to me, go back to paper, man. Go back to paper. It's like before, when you fly, when you're at the when you're on the airplane, 1 hour before you landed, the stewardess passes you a paper. You fill out the paper with your passport, hand it to the immigration. Now they got this app that doesn't work half the time. It's like they just make things. It's a apps and computers are supposed to make life easy, but what it's creating is like stress with people. It's like there's enough worries. I know when people are trying to come to the Philippines, it's already like both excitement and nervousness. It's a lot when you're flying to the Philippines, especially when you're flying here and this is your destination. This is like you want to retire here. You're already like things are already spinning in your mind. How is it when I land there? Is my apartment going to be good? Or how am I going to handle transportation? There's already things going on in your mind. The last thing you want to worry about is an app, that doesn't work half the time. I feel that Canada is welcoming to Americans. They need that dollar to help their economy right now. Well, they might be welcoming. You might be right, Olson, but I also see Canadians that are angry, not buying Jack Daniels. They're like protesting like American products. They're like angry at the tariffs. So Philippines, I never hear about Filipinos here crying about tariffs. I never hear any Filipino not drinking Jack Daniels. It's like you give somebody a Jack Daniels, you go, wow, Jack Daniels. And now I've even seen videos where Canadians, they got deported back to Canada from the U.S. because they did something, so they're, it's not as Canadians are not as friendly now. Just, I'm not there. I'm not seeing, but from what I'm seeing, they're not as friendly as they used to be to America. They're like protesting flying to the United States. Tourism from Canada to the U.S. is way down. I'm watching the news, statistics that and so I'm kind of seeing that, like, it seems like they don't like us as much. They don't like us as much now in Canada. Still dreaming. Been gone 4 to 6, but my home is in the island. My wife been gone for 50 years. Hoping I can convince my wife, Joe. Yes, I understand that dynamic, Joe. I have Philam friends. They're Filipino, married to Filipina in the U.S. I know that dynamic, how you have to convince the wife to move back here. Most of the people that I talk to, especially when they reach Social Security age and older, they're collecting Social Security in the United States, they want to come home if they're Filipino Americans. They want to come home. The guys want to come home here. It's the women usually that takes a lot convincing to come here because, I think for guys it's easier for us, like we're Americanized, but it's easier for us to go back to like our Filipino roots. For the Filipinas in the US, when they get Americanized, it's hard for them to give up like that make company, the malls, it's hard for them to give up driving, having their own the independence that they have in the United States, because they know if they come to the Philippines, the chaos here is like, overwhelming sometimes, like a simple trip to the mall, the amount of people at the mall here, you get comfortable with life in the US. And I always tell people, man, if you can afford retirement in the United States, that is the best place for you. If I could afford right now, a good retirement in the United States on my military pension, I would be in the US. All the conveniences in the US, the best of everything is in the US compared to the Philippines. Why would I live here? It's just that what I'm seeing is people can afford to retire in the US. Even people with multiple pensions. I'm hearing that from them that, by the time you pay your mortgage, your property insurance, your there's just like bills out, left and right, and then the cost of food, the cost of everything, even with multiple pensions. And I know with Social Security alone, it's just not a good retirement. It's not, you might have a retirement apartment, you might have a 1-bedroom where you sit there all day, but you can't travel. you can experience the beaches. There's not a chance for you to meet a Filipina, when you're retired in the United States. That's why I know they come here. I know a big part of why the men, the retired men, single men, they come to the Philippines is the chance to meet the Filipina. And I know that. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that, because like, why not? Why would you want to be alone in your apartment by yourself in the US, just living out your days watching TV, not being able to afford a vacation? Daniel was telling me it's been years since he had a vacation. Like he's looking forward to his trip to Tokyo because it's been years that he had a vacation. So now he's like, he's going to be able to do it. He's going to be able to go to Tokyo for 2 weeks, come to the Philippines, be part of the Panay Posse, go fishing, go see new places, new things, experience. And then, of course, a chance to meet a Filipina. Daniel's looking for a Filipina. And to me, nothing wrong with that. Most of us, me, Philippine American, most expats I know, we all came here to the Philippines. Maybe it's not our priority in the beginning to meet a Filipina. Like me, I was just having fun for like 18 months. But in the back of our mind, there was a better chance here to meet a Filipina than meet a Western woman, Western style woman that, from what people are telling me, it's just not fun to date them anymore because it's all about materialism. It's all about, I make my own money. It's all about that. It's like, there's still traditional women here in the Philippines that when you meet, they're happy to be the housewife. They're happy to take care of you. And I'm happy to take care of them, and her family. So it's a win-win. To me, it's a win-win situation. JK, all right, JK, did y'all save some fish? They got a lot of fish, man. I'm jealous when I see them on that boat catching all that fish. Hey, Edgar, hello, everyone. Just got home from my first strike ride. All right. I'm glad you did. I'm glad, man. I'm happy to hear that, Edgar. It's like I like that, Edgar, that you're willing to explore the minute you get here. It's like got on the trike. You got on the trike. Hopefully you got some pandesal. Hopefully you got some malunggay pandesal. And I will see you later. We'll do the grocery shopping. So see, Edgar's already out and about in Calibo. He's already checking out what Calibo has to offer him. And Calibo might not be Edgar's final destination. He's just trying out Calibo. He's on a month-to-month rent. And I told him, just come here, check it out. At least I can help you with that smooth landing. No pressure at all. If after a month you decide, hey man, Calibo ain't for me, man. I need more. I need the city. I need the beach. I need whatever he needs. But to me, it's like, I just want to help him. I just want to make him feel welcome. To me, when you land at the airport, when you got a smiling face, you got a friend, hey, you made it. It's like, to me, I didn't have that, when I came here. Nobody picked me up at the airport. It's like, I just made my way to Boracay. And even when I landed in Boracay, I'm like, okay, this is my home now. So I got to look around, until I met friends there. But it's just a good welcome. I know Edgar. Oh, Edgar, and thank you for all the chocolates, man. Edgar's like, he brought all these chocolates to us. Edgar has been watching our YouTube channel now for many years. He's one of the original, and he got me, he knows I like Twix. Look at this, Edgar got me this Twix. It's a whole box of Twix. I'm like, dang, Edgar, I would have been happy with a couple of Twix bars, but he got me a whole box. And then same with Leanna and them. He got all these chocolates for them. They're heavy too, man. Edgar had to carry this in his suitcase. He carried, this box of Snickers. M&M's is Dazzle's favorite. Leanna is like the Skittles. And they've never had Starburst. So that's a new one for them. They've never had Starburst. They're excited about the Starburst. Just lots of chocolate. And here, and this one, I have not had a whatchamacallit in a long time. I've not had a whatchamacallit. And so Dazzle, they've never had their 2-1, Rolo and whatchamacallit, but they've had this caramello. But still, new chocolates for Dazzle and Leanna. But thank you so much, Edgar. I mean, I can't believe you carried that, brother. You know, that's a lot. That's heavy, man. You know, you already, you had to lug that around, all the way from Ohio. Maayong buntag. Kumusta, Lowell? From Oregon. Have a great day. God bless, Lowell. Thank you, Lowell, for joining the live stream. Hope all is going well. I know you're taking care of medical issues in the U.S. Get that taken care of, brother. Don't give up the dream. Don't give up the dream for the Philippines. But make sure all the health issues, all that, you solve that before you come here. That way you can land here and just start enjoying life. Hi, J and K. You caught lots of fishes in various types, like that grilled, then dipped on vinegar, soy. Oh yeah, man. That's like the sauce here. The very popular sauce in the Philippines for fish, a lot of times it's a soy sauce and calamansi, that like Filipino lemon. That's common when you, and then like a hot chili, like a red chili. Pretty much any restaurant, any seafood restaurant would have that. Me, I'm like with Fortune. I like to add a little vinegar to it, kind of like kick it up a notch a little bit. How about a cheer for Sheriff Dazzle to start things off? Sheriff Dazzle, that's a good name. We'll have to get her a badge, like that star sheriff, the sheriff badge. I'll get that done. I'll get that done, GP. I'll get that shirt done. Appreciate you, Jason Potter. I know you're from James and Karen's Adventures channel. Thank you. Appreciate the light there, brother. Can't wait to have my first Panay Pasi t-shirt. All right, man. Let me know what color, Daniel. Let me know what color, because we don't have to all wear yellow. Yellow is my favorite, but let me know the color and the size. I know JP, he wants yellow too. So just you guys let me know the size. That way I can have it ready for you. But the minute you land, the minute I meet you, I'm handing you your shirt and a cup. I'm handing you a cup. I am bringing 1 or 2 favorite pan and pot, U.S. Europe made, in my baggage. All right, man. Nothing wrong with that, man. You got, you got like sentimental. You got items that I know, that have meaning to you. LOL. I had a PhD in picking the wrong cookie. You got a PhD. All right, hey Daniel. The thing is, I always tell this. I always give this advice. No matter what your life was before when you came here, before you got to the Philippines, whatever stuff you went through in your life, this is a new beginning. The day you come to the Philippines is a new beginning. And you got to remember that. You got to remove all the negativity, your experiences with girls before, divorce, whatever you experienced before. Get that out of your mind. The best way to start a relationship here in the Philippines with someone is get rid of all that baggage. Don't carry that baggage with you. Don't bring that to the new relationship. I know it's different for everyone, but for me, the reason when I landed in Boracay Island, I picked Boracay. I was trying to heal a lot of damage to my life, coming into Boracay Island. My first 18 months in Boracay, I wasn't looking, just because for me, I knew I was damaged goods. I had stuff that I was carrying with me from past relationships. I did not want to bring that to a new relationship. I want a fresh start. I want to be like a better person. And when I landed here, I'm a lot better now than when I landed here. I can tell you that, just because everything slowed down for me. Everything, like when I would run on White Beach, Boracay, I would swim, I would snorkel. It was just trying to release all the negative energy, negative thinking, negative thinking that I was carrying, because I was burdened with that when I was living in the US. I was burdened with always trying to please people, trying to please my family in the US, trying to please my boss, trying to be a good person, but it was just like overwhelming, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it was overwhelming. For me, when I got to the Philippines, it was time for me, like I said, to like slow down my life, release all that negative energy, and just start focusing on myself. I got really fit, and I was like the fittest I've ever been in my life at 45. Man, I could do like 100 push-ups easy. I got pictures to prove. I was showing my friend Gray, I was ripped, and I was not even lifting weights. I might have had like maybe 10% body fat. Yeah, I was like doing yoga. I was like swimming in the ocean. I was just like, it was like all that. I was doing that because I was focusing on myself, not just emotionally, mentally, but physically. I was like correcting everything, all the damage in my life. We all had to go through something in our life. Maybe some lucky people. I do know some lucky people that married their high school sweetheart, raise kids, and they're happily ever after. There are people like that. They're blessed. They're blessed. But unfortunately, many of us have to go through like rough relationship, divorce, it's like horrible things. But I had to fix that in myself before I even considered. That's why JP, I think he's got the same mentality as me. I had to fix myself first before I went into a relationship. And even Dazzle tells me, she was like happy that when she met me, when we went to college for 4 years together, I was that happy Gino. I was the happy Gino. I was just like so thankful that I was here. I was going to college. I was experiencing college in the Philippines. Everything in college for me was so much fun. It's like we had like acquaintance party every year. We dress as cowboys. There was drinking with college people, with our professors. Here it's cool. The dynamic here is cool because you can go drinking with your professors after school. It's allowed. It's not like in the US, that's a no-no. You can't party with your professors. Here, that's allowed. You're partying, they're drinking, partying with you. We had intramurals. I played basketball. I played tennis. I played chess. I was on the intramural teams. I even participated. I was known as like the extemporaneous speech guy. It's like they pushed me because I knew it was unfair. I'm well versed in English, and they're like, Gino, you're good at because the teams, the intramural teams, you're playing for like the blue team or the green team, and you're trying to earn points, right? For your team. So there's a championship trophy at the end, a celebration. And they were like, we need points, you got to do the extemporaneous speech. I was like, well, I'll do it. I'm talkative, I'm not shy, like give me a subject and I can just mouth off stuff. So I won it every year when I was in college. I am very aware and paid lots. I paid a lot for my education. You paid a lot for your mistakes. Hey, you're not alone. You're not alone, Daniel. Count me in that crew that made a lot of mistakes in my life. Come look at the lovely ladies and start understanding them before you start dating them. It's a wonderful place to have to leave because the wrong woman breaks your heart. Yes. And I've seen that here. I've seen a lot of the people that I see that are jaded with the Philippines. It's normally because a Filipina broke their heart some way or another. And to me, that's unfortunate that happens, but I think that happens anywhere. It doesn't have to be the Philippines for a woman to break your heart. You can be in any country for a woman to break your heart. Vegas will. Hey Gino. Yeah. Still plenty of fish. Plenty of fish. I believe it, James. You guys are catching so much fish, and I don't think Masbate is gonna ever run out of fish. They got a lot of fish. I like that the one fish that when Karen called it, I think, what did she call it? Like puti, the white. It's kind of like a silk white looking fish, flat. I like that. I've eaten that. That's a delicious fish. JP, I took my guns to a gun dealer my employer does business with, and I know personally it was worth to have to deal with people for 15%. Oh, good, good. We enjoyed the fish very much. Man, nothing like fresh fish. You know, James will tell you this. Nothing like fresh fish. Freshly caught fish on a grill. You know, put, like I said, put a little soy sauce on that, a little calamansi, the Filipino lemon. And are you from China? No, I'm not from China. I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak Mandarin. Gino got the Irish greeting reference. I know a little bit. I know a little bit, HD. You know, I know a little bit of things. Thankfully, I have 3 to 4 people in line to buy my Toyota 4. Ooh, nice vehicle, man. I love those Toyota 4. They're very popular here, Daniel. Especially 4-wheel drive. You know, there's they like to go off-roading here in the Philippines, like through like rivers, through like, you know, rough terrain. You know, very popular. I've got a few neighbors here that got 4Runners and 4-wheel drives. No one got the Crazy Rich Asians movie reference in. Oh, okay. I have seen one of the Crazy Rich Asian movies, but I didn't pay close enough attention while I was watching the movie. The GovPH app, you need to be in the app a week or more. Yes, I said that. That's what Edgar told me. A week or more before on that app for that travel app to the Philippines. From only takes a few minutes, but you have to be able to get. Yeah, it takes long. You know, like Edgar was telling me, it takes 3-4 days to get the QR code. So just do it all in advance. You know, do it like, man, I'll do it like a couple of weeks before flying to the Philippines. I'll be doing that. Thinking of that too, at least for my Benelli M4. Wow, Daniel is great. All right. Good morning, Bon. Good morning, Bon. Lowell, my last week vacation was to Las Vegas 21 years ago. Wow, right, Lowell. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like here in the Philippines, if you come here, you can afford vacations here. You can afford. I mean, you don't have to like fly to a different island. If you're here in Panay Island, a short trip to the Canadian Beaver in Rojas City, find a hotel there for $30 right on the beach. You know, the beach bar hotel, like my friends James and Karen, they stay there. Ray, they stay there. You know, I've stayed there. You know, it's like a nice hotel right on the beach, free breakfast. You can do things like that for, you know, imagine that. $30. What kind of $30 hotel can you get in the US, and what location? You know what location? You might be able to get a $30 hotel in the US, but like, where's the location of this thing? And then you can go to like the Canadian Beaver, where you're gonna see expats. You can sit there, talk, you know, do all the sarcasm you can do. You know, they won't care. They'll laugh at you. They'll laugh at your jokes there. You know, that good place to hang out if you're looking for expats to hang out with. And good food. They got good food at the Canadian Beaver too. JP, I had a few custom ARs. When I told the ARs goodbye, I told them they were being replaced. That's funny, JP. They're being replaced by a Filipina. They were not impressed. That's funny. E6 Charlie, good morning. E6 Charlie. T-9 days until wheels up. All right. I'm excited, happy for you. Good luck. You know, safe travels to the Philippines. Message me when you get to the Philippines. You know, my WhatsApp number is on all our videos. My WhatsApp number is on all our videos in the description box. Just hit me up, man. Yeah, let me know about your trip to the Philippines. You know, I'm always happy to hear like people getting here, their experience here in the Philippines. True that, Kuya. Canada is salty, especially that Alberta is wanting to secede and partner with like I said, man. Like I said, you cannot find a country that's more appreciative of America and more welcoming to Americans than the Philippines. I challenge you to name me a country like the Philippines, where an American, like like Edgar. He's like riding a tricycle, and people in Calibo, they're like waving at him, and like, hey, they're probably, hey Joe, because Joe is a common term here for Americans. Kano, Joe, they're waving at, smiling at him. He can stop at any store, and people will smile. To me, I mean, that's just lost a lot of times when you go to other places now. Just a smile, just happy people, and these people here, like in Calibo in the province, these are like not well-off people, but they're happy. You're in a happy environment, and it's easy to smile back. It's easy to like feel good, and you're like, man, I'm in a good, and look at the sunshine, right? It's like Edgar's coming from Ohio, where it was like cold weather, like as we get older, that cold weather is hard on the joints, hard on the bones. We got like 90-degree temperatures here today, nice and sunny. We don't got snow here in the Philippines. HD, GB. All right. I watch a channel out of Canada, and they are calling it Wexit. Oh, Wexit, right? That's like Brexit, like Britain when they exited the European Union. Wexit. I'll have to watch those videos, JP. And it's more than just Alberta. Yeah, that's why they might be salty with Americans, man. In Canada, I know it's not like best buddies anymore. I know Canada and the U.S., they're not best buddies like before. They're kind of like our little brother before. It's like there's some saltiness there now. Hey, the Colonel. Hello, Colonel. Good morning, Colonel. So blessed to have a wife who isn't materialistic and willing to venture the Philippines. She is also excited. Oh, thank you. Aliyah, I'm very excited to meet you also. I know we'll meet you because I know you guys will head to Boracay. Everybody goes to Boracay, so we'll meet you guys in Boracay Island. You are also, you are blessed. You have an American wife that wants to come to the Philippines. That is rare, brother. It's like you are blessed. You are blessed to have that. Most American women won't even look at the Philippines, right? Because they're like, Philippines, third world country, developing country. I wouldn't want to live there, but man, it's beautiful here. The people are friendly here. The people are hospitable. That's what I'm trying to show. I got Filipino blood. That being hospitable to people, that's in my blood. It's like I like to welcome people. I like to make them feel good about their choice of coming to the Philippines. If I'm a small piece to that safe landing here in the Philippines, soft landing, if I'm a small piece for that, it's like I've done my job. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all the people that I helped here, because I get messages from them and they tell me, thank you, brother, for guiding me. It's like to me, that's the gift for me from YouTube. I got lifelong friends. I have lifelong friends that I met here on YouTube. JP is turning AR to Arlene. Arlene. That's funny. E6 Charlie, you're going to Bulacan, right? Bulacan. Hey man, that's my my ancestry is in Bulacan, man. I got relatives there that I visit. My Ate Bet is make sure you get American sizes shirt. Yeah, that's becoming more difficult to find, but hey, I'll work on it. HD. The American sizes shirt, they're hard to find. I'm trying to get the Philippine, but I'm stuck with it. Dad bod. Hey, I understand. It's hard. That's why if you're coming here to the Philippines, if you have the American size, dad bod, like HD saying, bring clothes, because those sizes are smaller here. Like for me, if I'm I'm like 5'10", $150, and usually a large is small for me. Usually now I'm either a large or extra large. So you imagine if you're like an American size 6'3", 200-pound guy, it's gonna have a hard time. Especially shoes. if you got a big foot, if your foot is like size 14 and up, not many Filipinos were size 14 and up. Most Filipinos are like size 8, size 9 at the most, so bring stuff that's like American size. They do have them at SNR, but not a big selection. If you remember, if you go to like Costco, they have clothes at Costco, those type. They would have it at SNR in Iloilo. Have a nice day. All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Dazzle's still sleeping. She's tired. She was tired from yesterday. It was a long day for us yesterday, but we'll get going here once Dazzle wakes up. We'll go get Edgar, but he's in a tricycle. He's in a tricycle in Calibo, so he's out and about in Calibo. So, but I'll help him get grocery and all that. We'll pick him up later. Dump your bag, pack light, and live free. Yes, that's the thing. That was my goal, Juan, when I came to the Philippines. When I landed in Boracay Island, I had one suitcase with the wheels on it, one suitcase and a backpack. That's all I brought with me. I got rid of everything I owned in the United States. Gave away a lot. All my military stuff. Even like boots, my BDU uniforms, everything. Even my shadow box. I gave it all to my relatives. I wasn't, I've moved on from that life. For me, it was almost like a cleansing for me. I was getting rid of my American thinking, American style of living. I was going to find my new life in the Philippines. That's what I said earlier. It was a rebirth for me, emotionally, mentally, and physically when I left the U.S., when I came here and lived in Boracay Island for 18 months. It's like I was fine, I was like, I guess, redefining myself. I wanted a fresh start. I wanted a new life. And you could do that here. You can do that here. I've seen it happen, not just to me. I've seen it to people that, whatever you went through in the U.S., whatever drama in your life in the U.S., even if you have family drama now, hey, man, just like sometimes you got to be selfish and think of yourself. Think of yourself, find your peace and find your happiness. For me, I think once you get at our age, like 50s, 60s, retirement age, nothing wrong with that. I'm sure you have paid your dues. You have, if you had raised kids, if you help your family, you've done enough in your lifetime. You just want to go out peaceful, right? You just want to have a nice fourth quarter of our life. I just want to go fishing today. I just want to walk at the park today. I just want to sit on the beach today. That's what retirement is. But you can also be active. Like me, I'm back in the gym. I'm working out again. It's not like retirement is not the end of your life. It's to me like a new beginning. You can be anything you want once you retire. No limits to how often and how much they will increase your homeowners association fee. Here they haven't. I mean, actually, Daniel, for our community, because nobody's hardly paying HOA here. More than half of the people here don't pay their HOA dues. I don't understand that. But when I moved in here in 2016 in our community, my HOA was 600 pesos. So that's about $12, right? $12 was my HOA when I moved in 2016. Today, 9 years later, my HOA is 400 pesos. It went down. It actually went down. Instead of going up, my HOA go down to 400 pesos, like $7.50 a month. And people can't still pay that, that's another story. I don't understand these people moving into a gated community. You're getting security guards, you're getting garbage pickup, you're getting gardeners trimming, mowing the lawn, and you don't want to pay like $7-8 a month for that? I'm like, I don't understand. And they own houses that are like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million pesos. It's not that they're living in a shack. They just don't want to pay. They come up with all kinds of excuses not to pay their HOA fee here. And they don't realize that, with the lowering of the standard, like our swimming pool is still not working, there's like tall grass everywhere, they don't realize that that hurts the value of the home they own. So to me, I don't understand, but I stopped understanding, it's like, either way, it's still a good community. I still like living here, I still don't have roosters. I don't have yeah, stray dogs. There's no people burning trash, there's no perfect situation in the Philippines. There's no perfect home housing. There's no perfect housing here. There's always something, so you just gotta go with the flow. Kind of, it is what it is. I always say that it is what it is. My insurance, all right, right there, Daniel, insurance, 3.5 times more on 18-year-old truck. When it, wow. Yeah, I understand, Daniel. That's why I know you're ready to start a new life. HD, LL, which ones for shooting and which ones for fun? Which ones for shooting? Which ones for fun? That's funny. OB, soon all will be for fun. All will be for fun. And love. Seems like you went through a spiritual renewal, Gino. I did. I think I did. It's like, and for me, that happened to me in Boracay Island. It's like, just because when I woke up every day, I was running the beach. I mean, Boracay is perfect for runners. A lot of flat area, not that slope on the beach, just flat area in Boracay. I would just run, and I was just like, I was like Forrest Gump of Boracay, man. It was just a healing. It was healing for me. I was like, and then I would sit for hours on the beach. There used to be a carinderia, Micaela's, on Station 3. I can eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Micaela's. They don't have it now, but it was a carinderia, and my food was like 60 pesos. About $1, a little more than $1 for like rice, vegetable, usually a vegetable and a meat and a rice. And I would have my plate, and I would just sit on the beach, and I would eat my carinderia food. Those experiences healed me, because it made my life simple. It made my life to where I work out in the morning, I eat lunch on the beach, I take a nap in the afternoon, I drink beer at sunset. That was my routine. That was my routine in Boracay for like 18 months. The only difference was like there were days where I would go mountain biking with my friends. I would play beach volleyball with my friends. I would play ultimate frisbee on the beach with my friends. Everything, a lot of activities on the beach. So to me, it was just like I healed. Like you said, Vaughn, spiritual renewal for me. Are you related to Gunny Sergeant Hardman? Gunny Sergeant. Folks, where's all the likes? All right. We got 24 likes, Daniel. We got plenty of likes. 17 likes. There you go. We got plenty of likes. I'm not too worried about likes and all that. I know some vloggers, they get focused on, commenting on their videos, likes. I don't get focused on that. My focus on our YouTube is you. The ones that I communicate with, the person that I can relate, I contact on my WhatsApp, my Messenger. That's what I'm concerned. All the other people, it's like I answer their questions. I do what I can to help, but it's not about likes for me, not about comments, not about money for me. I have enough money. It's like I'm not rich, but we live a comfortable life here. I'm not worried about making money on YouTube. Full Metal Jacket is a fun movie. Yeah, I gotta watch it again. It's been a while, but I love the actor there, Matthew Modine. Matthew Modine, I remember. He's one. I liked him there. I liked him in Full Metal Jacket. And what's that movie where he was a wrestler? That's like one of my favorite movies. Like he was a wrestler in love with an older woman. He was in high school, like a high school wrestler. I forgot, and it's got a good song by Journey. I just forgot the title. See, I'm not good. My memory's not good anymore, but I remember. I watch a lot of movies, so maybe not the newer movies because we don't get a lot of movies here. Now you gotta pay for streaming and all that. But I like a lot of the movies, the older movies. When I say older, like my generation, like maybe 80s, 90s movies. Fresh start, Daniel. Glad you're taking the plunge. It takes courage, bro. It does. That's what I'm saying. I know, giving up your life in the US, getting rid of all that stuff that you own in the US, starting a new life in a country thousands of miles away from America, man, it takes courage. It takes an adventurous spirit to do that. It's not easy. I think that's why a lot of people will naysayers. A lot of people will discourage you. Like a lot of people, what are you doing? Why would you go there? You would hear that because they don't have the courage. Not everybody has the courage. To do what you guys are doing. Moving here to the Philippines. Trying to start a new life, taking a chance on meeting a Filipina. That's an adventure in itself. That's an adventure in itself. That's not an easy process either, finding the right Filipina. JP Ditto. Yes, very fun movie. Ryan Bentley. All right. Hi, Gino. Wow, I want to do exactly the same as you when you arrive. Worked on myself. Could you outline your normal day-to-day activities for a guide? Thank you. All right. I might have to do a video. Thank you for the idea. It's like, I do remember what I used to do. I'm always been an early riser. I'm always been, 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. I'm always awake. So when I lived in Boracay, I would just wake up. I would sit on the beach, wait for sunrise. Sometimes I start running even without the sunrise because sometimes the moon in Boracay is still up and you can see where you're running. And I would just run. During that time, I was running minimum 5 kilometers a day. I mean, like I said, I wish I could share a picture of me back those times. And I'm still pretty fit. I'm not I don't have the muscle anymore. I've lost muscle mass, especially after my cancer treatment. So, but I consider myself fit. I can still do a lot of things I used to do, and only a matter of time now till I'm back running again. It's like I'm feeling it. I'm jogging on a treadmill now, so I'm getting there. But I would run. I would run on the beach, about 5K on the beach. And then usually I wasn't even wearing my top, I was just wearing shorts, running shorts. And then I'd take off my shoes and I'd start swimming after my run. I would swim, come in from the ocean, sit on the beach a little bit, eat breakfast or whatever time it is. I eat lunch on the beach. Like I said, Micaela was my favorite in Station 3. Afternoon, I took naps. I took naps in the afternoon. And then I come out at sunset. Sunset in Boracay around 5:30, 6 p.m. It's like the golden hour. Amazing sunset. I got to watch amazing sunset. I had a favorite place, a German, two places in Station 3 before Cowboy Casino. They had San Miguel on tap. And then the other place was a German place that they had a beer, a foreign beer on tap. And I would power down 2-3 mugs of ice cold mug beers at sunset. I would do that. After that, I would find dinner somewhere on White Beach, and that was my routine. The only difference, some days, like I said, my friends at the Boom Boom Bar, we would take our mountain bikes. The first 3 years I lived in the Philippines, I didn't own a car, I didn't own a motorbike, I owned a mountain bike. And my friends and I, they worked at the Boom Boom Bar. We would take our mountain bikes, put it on the bangka boat, like James does with the bangka in fishing. I used to take my mountain bike with my friends, their mountain bikes, and we would hop to different islands, and we land on the island, we'll just start mountain biking that island. And I did that for 18 months, and it was like I said, it healed me of all the negativity in my life. It really, I just start enjoying everything, and I never stop. It's like even today, you meet me in person, I just enjoy my life. I'm thankful for my life. I don't take a day for granted. Every day for me is a blessing. Every day that I wake up, I'm happy. I have a smile in my face. You see me good morning, magandang umaga, mayad nga agahon. You see that. And I'm not faking anything. It's like, this is me. You meet me in person, I'm the same person. It's like, I just enjoy life. I embrace life. I'm grateful for my life. How reasonable is the auto insurance in the Philippines, or do people drive without many people here HD don't drive with insurance, but us expats, us Philams, we're responsible people, right? We just like, this is how we're raised in the US. Make sure your license is not expired. Make sure it's not like suspended, make sure you're paying insurance. Make sure you're paying maintenance on our car. Insurance, like, I'll give you an example. When I bought my 2019 brand new Toyota Wigo hatchback, four-door hatchback, and we bought that in 2019. Paid cash for it. I paid about 11,500 around ballpark, depending on the exchange rate. But the insurance on it, brand new, full coverage insurance, was 14,000 pesos a year. That was the full coverage. So less than $300 a year on the full coverage on our Toyota Wigo. And then every year it has decreased, because here in the Philippines, every year the value of your car depreciates. They'll say it on your policy. They give you an estimate on the 2019, like right now it's 2025. 2019, it's dropped. That's already 6 years, a 6-year-old car. My insurance right now for full coverage is 7,000 pesos a year with a stronghold insurance, about $150 a year on insurance. So to me, really inexpensive when it comes to insurance here. But you're correct. Many people here, I know in the province, especially in the province of Aklan, a lot of people don't carry insurance. A lot of people don't have driver's license. A lot of people have expired tags here, But, I don't recommend that, especially for expats, especially for tourist visa holders. You want to be a law-abiding citizen when you come here. OB, not just a plunge, but a deep bath. Filipino vibe, a deep bath. That's funny, man. Scuba Steve. All right, man. I love Scuba Steve, man. I met him at Michael and Kat's home at Lara's party. I just love Scuba Steve, brother. I love your vibe, brother. You're so positive. You're my kind of dude, man. I can tell, Scuba Steve, we can be bros. I just love your energy. I love the positivity that you bring out. Me and Scuba Steve got to talk about our health challenges in our life. The health experiences. But I just bonded really well with Scuba Steve. Can't wait to hang out again, Scuba Steve. I know we will. I know you'll be back in Panay Island again. I was able to get a $30 hotel, but it was in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of nowhere. Man, that might be like the scary hotel movies that you watch in the movies, where it's like a horror movie hotel. The Motel 6 is over $130 per night. E6 Charlie, check out Gubat as Ciudad when you get in and settle. Oh, Gubat sa Ciudad. All right, I think I've heard about that one. I gotta ask my relatives in Bulacan about that. I think they've gone there. Of course, they're from Bulacan. I'm sure they've gone there. Like Bates Motel. Yeah, Bates Motel. You got $30 a night at the Bates Motel. The shower scene at the Bates Motel, man. You got Psycho over there at the Bates Motel, man. Rather be called Joe than Jody. Rather be called Hello Joe. That's, usually here in our province, everybody that's a foreigner, they call you Kano. Kano is what they call you. Sometimes I still hear the term Joe, but most of the time, Kano. The minute they see a foreigner, they say, oh, Kano. Shortcut for Americano. Kano. That's what they call foreigners here. Or the Overlook Hotel might give you the free accommodation if you become the caretaker. No, I don't remember that reference. I don't remember that Overlook Hotel reference. It might be like maybe The Shining or something. I don't remember. Your reference there, HD. I will have to keep an eye on Arlene. Keep an eye on Arlene. Take your time with Arlene, man. Take your time with Arlene, JP. The right person will come at the right time. I always tell friends of mine. I think when you're looking, it's harder to find. Like if you're going on the dating sites, it's you got to weave through all the scammers on the on the dating sites. I don't recommend it to people. To me, meeting the person live, going to the place where you want to retire, you're already, you already choose, like you, JP. I'm sure you got in your mind where you're gonna land, where you want to spend your time. That's your place, right? That's your choice of retirement area. Then that would be a good place to meet the lady in your life in that area. That way you don't have to move. That way you don't have to move, man. It's like if you're moved to a place where a lot of Americans, I think they make the mistake. They go to like where they meet somebody online, and then they really don't know the area where their Filipinas at. They know sometimes it could be the dangerous area in Mindanao. You don't know, and then you hook up, and then you're living where it's not your choice. It's like where the Filipina lives. To me, you're better off, I think, just my opinion, if you pick the place where you want. If you pick Boracay Island, if you pick Palawan, if you pick Panglao, Bohol, the beach area, the resort towns, the retirement dream, the turquoise waters, the white sand beaches, you picked it. You picked that area. I mean, there's Filipinas anywhere, right? You go to Boracay, you go Panglao, you go Palawan, you're gonna meet a Filipina. It's not like there's Filipinas are everywhere. So to me, it's better. I think, just my opinion again, go to the place where you want, and then at least you're happy already. That's your retirement dream, and the Filipina will come along instead of you, ending up at places where you don't really want to be. It's like especially on dangerous places in Mindanao. There are dangerous places in Mindanao. If your Filipina comes from there. I buy most of my clothes, and most are on clearance. On clearance, all right. Hey, I'm a clearance guy too. Now I'm more of a ukay. Dazzle gets my clothes at ukay, the thrift store here. I don't buy any new clothes. Would Dazzle do a Filipina screening for a few chocolate? Asking for a friend. She will, JP. I mean, you got, you're a long time friend now. You're a good. I could tell you're a good guy. You're like Edgar. It's like you're like Daniel. You guys are cool. So Dazzle already likes you guys. So when you come, Dazzle will tell you. If it's like, red flag. Yeah, she will tell you. Dazzle speaks her mind. That's why I try not to put her on the live stream, because I don't want her to get upset and say something bad on live internet here. Be seen as like that she react to somebody, because she speaks her mind. Dazzle will tell you. She might be small, but she's pretty feisty. Dazzle's pretty feisty. No rooster near me as well. It's a very quiet. All right. I'm glad to hear that, Edgar. No rooster. That's a win. Edgar. That's a win. That's in the province, it's hard to find places here where you don't hear rooster. So that's a definite win. And you gotta enjoy those simple wins. No roosters. Ooh, wow, that's a simple win. A ride in a tricycle, touring Calibo. That's a win. Because now Edgar knows he can do that. He's tried it. I'm sure he made it safely home because it's on the internet. So Vision Quest. That's one of my favorite movie, all-time favorite movie is Vision Quest. And I remember even that guy, his buddy, with the mohawk, that he couldn't really wrestle. But that's like one of my ultimate best movies. One of my favorite movies of all time, Vision Quest. Glad to hear that, Edgar. Shoot, I have a few roosters. I have a few roosters in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina. That's funny also. Have a great time, Edgar, Gino, and friends. See you all again next time. All right, I'm close to ending my live stream here too. Thank you, Olsen. Thank you, Aliyah. And Isaiah, buddy. All right, Isaiah. Thank you. Have a blessed weekend. Men start to lose muscle mass around 30 years old, then accelerates losing that mass after 60. Yeah, see, I'll be 60. I'll be 60 next year. So I gotta. That's why I'm back in the gym, man. That's why I'm back. Doing protein shakes, collagen, amino acids. I gotta at least have some muscle. I still can do a little bit of push-ups. I can't do the same number of push-ups I used to do when I was 45, but I don't want to lose that. I want to maintain. I want to still enjoy. Hey, there he is, a thriving Philippine expat, Michael White in Masbate. He's sponsoring right now. He's sponsoring James and Karen of James and Karen's Adventure and Rain the Philippines. Check out his channel. His channel is Thriving Philippine Expat. When you see those men after 40 gain a bunch of muscle while losing a lot of fat, they're on the juice. I've not heard the juice here. I know you're talking steroids. I'm not. They're pretty strict here in the Philippines when it comes to like illegal substance. It's like you don't want to be associated with any illegal substance, even marijuana, even a simple marijuana one joint. I remember during Atiatihan last year, there was he was coming home to Aklan. He's from Aklan. He was a seaman. He worked on a ship, like a merchant marine, and he was going through. When you go through Atiatihan here, they have entry points to Atiatihan, and they check you for things like you can't even carry like a ball pen or a pencil, anything that can be used as a weapon. You have to empty out your pockets. They're like checking you at the entrance of Atiatihan to keep the festival safe. And he had a joint. He had a joint. I don't know what he was thinking, but they arrested him. They cuffed him and everything, put him in jail and everything. A one stick of marijuana here in the Philippines, you're going to jail here. You're going to spend time in jail for. They do not play. They do not play with anything, steroids, illegal drugs, or anything here. You get caught with illegal drugs here in the Philippines, you're gonna spend some jail time. Like I said, a simple marijuana, which is like I know in the U.S., a lot of states in the U.S., marijuana is legal now. I want to focus on exploring my motorcycle, fishing, eating seafood. Hey, JP, man. I'm telling you, JP, you got the right mindset. You will be successful here, JP, because I can already tell you got the right mindset. You're not like on dating websites right now while you're just trying to find a Filipina out of all the out of dating site, finding the I do not recommend that. I recommend finding your peace first. Finding the calmness in your life, finding like that. Get to a good place before you try to meet a Filipina, and I'm 100%. Your Filipina's gonna appreciate it. That when you start on a relationship with her, you're not carrying all kinds of baggage from previous relationships. She will thank you. She will like love you for not mentioning exes, not mentioning like relationships from the past. I don't believe that anyway. It's like, to me, the past is the past. It's like you tomorrow when you wake up, it's a fresh day. Leave all that negative energy. Leave all that. The past will just haunt you if you let it. If you let the past haunt you, it'll make your life harder to live. Harder for you to find your happiness if you keep living in the past. It's like tomorrow when you wake up, it's a fresh day. Start new. Dump all that negativity. Gino, the movie you're talking, yeah, Vision Quest. Somebody else said, I love that movie, man. I'm gonna have to watch it today, man. I love that movie so much. The movie is also the first Hollywood movie appearance of Madonna. Yeah, Crazy for You. I remember that song, man. I remember that song, man. The bar scene, I remember that song. But I just love all the wrestling. I know it's probably not authentic. It's like I've watched college wrestling. The real wrestling, not WWE, not that wrestling, but like the college wrestling. That's like, but it's close enough. It's closer to real wrestling. Watching that Vision Quest. Overlook Hotel is from the movie The Shining. I thought, but I didn't want to like get corrected. I didn't want to make a mistake. But I thought it was The Shining, the Overlook Hotel. You got the Psycho movie right. And Norman Bates. Yep, Bates Motel. You stole my lifestyle. Just add in the gym. All right, the lifestyle there. After years online, I have extremely few. The feel the pain. The feel the pain. Sweet Dazzle approved. Yes, yes. Believe me, to me, like Dazzle's got a good eye. She's got a good eye. She very few of what to move. The quote from Crazy Rich Asian is Rachel Chu. So your family is like rich, Nick Young. We're comfortable. That is exactly what assume. Oh, okay. Now I know. Now I know, HD. Now I know. Better meet Gino. Sorry, no worries, no worries. If it's jumping, man, it's like not a worry at all, Daniel. Not a worry at all. You better jump. Good morning. All right, TextMat. Hey, TextMat. On the question on the eTravelGov.ph, just do it at least a week before your flight out of the U.S. It worked for Edgar. He cut it close though because he waited like the instruction on the app said, and he used the app. He said 3 to 4 days, but it takes 3 to 4 days to get the QR code. So he cut it close. So do it like at least a week before. Some people get on TRT, replace therapy to prevent muscle loss as they age. It's not illegal since it's okay. I haven't heard that here. I'm sure if it's prescribed by a doctor in the U.S., you can find a doctor here that would do the same treatment. Of teas brings the level significant above normal. Yeah, I'm not gonna try any of that. It's like I want all natural way. The supplements are fine with me. I'll take the supplements, and I can already tell I'm gaining more muscle mass. I'm getting stronger. Each day I'm at the gym. Adding a little bit at a time. I'm adding 5 kilos at a time on all the exercises I'm doing. I'm happy. I'm happy with the progress I'm making with hitting the gym again and running again. It's like it's brought back a new spirit in me. I'm excited because I know March, April, May next year, I'm going to run a few 5Ks. I'll start with one 5K, maybe the Calibo 5K, then I'll go with the 5K in Boracay. I'll at least do those two. And then go from there after that. I know that will be a major accomplishment as it is for me. It's like my friend Gray, he's a doctor. He tells me all the time, man, he's amazed of how I recovered from the treatments I endured. He says, I'm blessed because it's like not everybody gets to be almost back to normal after 12 chemo treatments and after 33 radiation treatments. It's like and I don't take that for granted. That's why I'm grateful. Prayers that I received from people, I know a lot of the prayers that people prayed for me, encouraged me. I remember those. I remember exactly the people that were there with me side by side through my treatments. I don't forget, man. I'm always grateful, not just for the blessing of life again, but also the people that encouraged me and prayed for me. I don't know about a marathon, Don. I don't know about a marathon. I'll be happy with a 5K. If I do a 5K, at my age, man, 5K is already an accomplishment. At 59, if I can still do 5Ks routinely, maybe, it's like that's already a blessing. Have a great day. All right, have a great day, HD. Have a great day. Is your friend who got you to the gym? Yes, he's still here. He's gonna be. He's playing it by ear. It's like I was kind of teasing him. last night because he said He's going like, week to week, month to month, but I told him, hey, I'm never going to let him out of Calibo. Because, he's more like a brother to me. It's like we have gotten, our friendship is into the level of brotherhood now. And I know if he does one day, I know he'll leave. I know he'll leave Calibo one day. It'd be a sad day for me because he's one of my brothers, but we're just enjoying the moment, We're just like karaoke Saturday night. We're gonna do karaoke together. To me, it's like I'm just blessed that I have good friends. He's retired. He's retired Army. He was in the Marine Corps too. His first 3 years, I think, 17 years in the Army, retired. But he hasn't, he just travels the world. He's got homes in Portugal. He's got homes in Oklahoma. He's got homes he can be anywhere else in the world. He's been to Bali, Thailand, Southeast Asia. And right now he chooses to be in Calibo so he can hang out with me. To me, man, that's what life is all about. Having great friends, building that relationship. We're all rooting for each other, just happy to be around each other. I don't take that for granted. It's like I'm blessed. I got good people in my life. Coffee with Gino helps prevent anxiety over making the jump. All right, JP. Don't worry, JP. I'll keep pushing the positivity, pushing all that negative aside. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about all the other bloggers telling you not a good time to go to the Philippines. The Philippines is not the same. I'm like, they're just trying to get views. I'm not trying to get views. I'm trying to help people find their happiness, find their peace here in the Philippines. I'm showing you daily life. I'm not glitz and glamour. I'm not staying at like the BGC. I'm not staying at like expensive hotel. I did stay at the Veronica Hotel. Usually that's like pricey for us, but the other room wasn't supposed to be for us. Something came up. That's why Leanna ended up in the other room. It was supposed to be just one night in that 3,500 peso room. Expensive for us already, $75. The three of us, that's Leanna and I. But it just happened that something came up with the person. So Leanna got lucky. She got the other room. Enjoying the moment, yes. It'll be awesome if I meet him. All right, Army guys are awesome. Yes, just if you ever great guy. It's like like I said, he's my brother now. He's not just a friend. I consider him a brother. I really appreciate. He got me through my treatments. His knowledge. He's a very smart individual. Knowledge about cancer. Knowledge about recovery. Knowledge about the supplements I'm taking now. It's like the gym. He was like guiding me to all the exercises. It's like, think about that. The guy came here to help me out. It's like, to me, that's why I help people out, because I think we need more of that. We need more support from each other, helping each other. It's like we need more of that in the world, instead of like being angry at people or like disliking people or not liking them because they're not doing anything for you. To me, it's like being kind, being honest, being helpful to people. It would make a happier place to live if more people do that. All right. Thank you very much for joining the live stream this morning. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Take care, everyone. And hopefully Daz will be getting up here soon so we can help Edgar get some groceries. Now, that's something. A retired Army, Air Force guys doing things together. Right? There is no Air Force, Army, Navy. We're all brothers in arms. When you serve the military, I don't care if you serve 2 years, 3 years, doesn't matter. You're a brother. There's a brotherhood among us. We fought the same wars. We've been in the same battles. So we're all brothers in arms. All right, everyone, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, afternoon, morning. Please stay blessed. Stay blessed.